got now a tour in Kenya, which has been helping us out in terms of having events. As a new professional, somebody actually made a joke and said that Andrew is an old new professional golfer. So you look at it from that dimension and you laugh about it. But generally, golf as it is in Kenya is growing. Is a sport that is keeping on growing on regular basis. In terms of junior golf is growing, like in my club here, El Red Club, we have about 37 juniors who are upcoming and playing very good golf. So the sport as golf as it is a sport that is going to be big, and I look at it that we need to have more public golf courses, probably sponsored by county governments or sponsored by the national government, because a sport like golf is one of the top sports in the world, and we put a bit of effort. Now it's become one of the sports in the Olympics. So these are some of the issues that now probably we need to work with the national government and the county government so that they can provide land and probably bring up golf as it is. In terms of my personal tour as a professional, I've come a long way. First of all, I appreciate Sabuni who came and gave me an interview just before we had the 4 series of Safari Tour. Safari Tour is the new tour that is in Kenya. We have we have 10 events that are aligned. We played 4 of them, and the 4 of them were played within 1 month. I managed to make my first cut. I promised Sabuni that I'll try and at least in the 4 events make my first cut. And I made my first cut as a professional golfer, which is an achievement by itself. At the moment, and following the point scheme that is already existent, I'm ranked 38 in Kenya. From somebody who wasn't anywhere in the rankings. That is quite an achievement because I finished 14th in Sigona. On the pro event, I played 4 rounds, 10 over par, which is not that easy as it looks, but for somebody like me, I would think that I really put a bit of effort to get it there.
And at your age, why did you decide to turn pro at this age? Many people, like when you look the likes of young players like Kariuki, like Inandwa, these are the guys who have turned professional at a young age. Why did you wait until at your this age you turn pro?
Okay. First and foremost, let's begin from where I all began. I began golf when I was actually 32 years of age. That means it was extremely late in terms of golf and golf related. So first of all, I began golf as a grown-up. And then secondly, for the love of the game, I actually played a lot of golf because of what I used to do, and I used to get a bit of time to play lots of golf. And I brought my handicap down all the way from the 24 I began with all the way to 0 handicap. First and foremost, Bwana Sabuni, for you to turn professional, you must bring your handicap all the way from 28 as a male golfer to 0 for you to become professional, which is not very easy. Very few guys normally can achieve. And many people of my age rarely get to 0 handicap. But because of a bit of consistency and the love of the game, I actually brought my handicap to 0. Now, the other thing that I would really want to mention is I also thought about it, like if today if I turn pro at the age of 50, 49, I thought, why wouldn't I give hope to the many young guys who are actually upcoming? They look at me as a role model because somebody who is turning pro at 50 years old. There is also a senior tour anyways that begins at that age, so that means I'm not too late in terms of what I can do with the professional golf. And secondly, I'm giving hope to the young guys that if they actually really work hard, they can actually achieve whatever they need to do to become good golfers and probably turn professional in the later times. In golf, after 50 years old, you can actually go to the pro tour that is seniors. So the senior tour is now available in South Africa, Sunshine Tour, and of course in the Western world there are many tours that are related to seniors. So probably in the future you might still see me somewhere playing big golf and big time. But anyways, I've been working so hard in terms of practicing. I've been practicing for this event that is upcoming in Uganda. We actually have an event from the 3rd to the 6th. We had become so worried because there was a lot of unrest in Uganda. But I understand that has been quelled, and I think they have reached an amicable solution on their political arena. So it's giving us a chance to go and participate in this event in Uganda.
Okay, you've played in Uganda for quite some time when you are an amateur, and right now you're turned pro. Majority of Kenyans will be wishing to see now a new blood, because you realize people like Indiza have been there, Greg Snow have been there. Are we going to see a new blood in terms of bringing that title back home? And then do you see you maybe making a cut for the 2021 Kenya Open?
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Bwana Sabuni. I don't want to put my hopes too much in front there, but I believe with a bit of hard work, I should easily probably get myself to probably top 20 in the Kenya rankings, because I know my abilities. And when we talk about the senior professional golfers that we have today, I still think the young guys still have to really work very hard to beat the likes of Indiza. Because despite the fact that Jacob Okello and Indiza are now around 50 years old, they are still very good, they are seriously talented players on their own rights in terms of their abilities in golf. They have achieved a lot as golfers. They have also still practiced enough to still retain themselves way up there in terms of golf. Looking at the new crop that have come in, the new professionals, I would really believe that Samuel Njoroge will be a hard nut to crack, because this young man turned pro a month ago, 2 months ago, and since he turned pro, the 4 events that we have held as him being a professional, he's made a cut in 4 of them, and actually is ranked the 3rd best in Kenya now. So these are some of the guys who can replace the Indizas, and of course Greg Snow is still a young man, so we still have some top golfers who are replacing the Jacobs and the Indizas. But still saying that, I still believe that Indiza and Jacob Okello and the many other senior golfers, they are still good enough in terms of their abilities, because these guys are talented players. They still work on their game a lot, and I believe, I understand Indiza was supposed to make inroads in South Africa as a senior player in Sunshine. So, and I believe if Indiza goes to the senior pro circuit, he might be seen there and doing a great job out there. So as golf in Kenya, we are now emphasizing as pros that we need to bring up more young guys. And one of the many things that the union, the amateur ranking part of the amateur golf in Kenya, are doing is that they are having programs whereby they want us pros to teach non-members, because one of the hindrance of growth in golf in Kenya in particular is that it's an elitist kind of sport, and we still have a lot of the fact that you have to become a member of a club to play golf. But now we are trying to break that bond and try and bring schools to make programs whereby the public schools bring up kids to come and be trained probably once a week. It becomes part of the curriculum in many of the public schools. These are some of the things that we as pros and upcoming pros are looking at, ways of bringing up non-member players and young guys to come and participate. I can give an example. Me here in Lawrence Sports Club, which I'm still the chairman, has built a small driving range, and this driving range now I believe I will be allowing the primary schools and the nearby schools to probably have a program whereby I can train the kids probably once a week, and I want to begin that in 2021 January. I'll be having junior programs with different schools. I'm going to write to around 5-6 public schools. Then we can agree with their teachers, and I give them a lesson probably once a week, and that's how we'll grow. That's when we'll get somebody to win Kenya Open, because you have to get the vast talent that is available in the sport, and the only way you can do that is introduce them to the game.
Since Kenya Open started like 1966, I think.
Yeah.
We've never had a Kenyan winning the title. Neither in top 10.
Yeah.
What should
No,
be?
we have had. Okay, just continue. Yeah.
What should be done so that we can have that good golf, so that at least Kenyans can have an opportunity to win? You know, it's the government pumps in a lot of money, but this money is never shared within the country. This money goes out. What is the main challenge to why we don't really achieve that?
Okay. First and foremost, I just want to correct the aspect that we have had Jacob Okello in 1998 becoming runners-up. He actually lost on a playoff to one of the top professionals who is playing a lot of golf in Europe, and that is Gonzalo Fernandez, who has played a lot of golf and become a European Tour winner, I think 6 or 7 times. So that tells you that probably mainly initially is the expenses of going out there to play probably the European Tour. I was talking about 1998, whereby Jacob Okello became runners-up. He played with Fernando Gonzalo, who won the event, and he's won around 6 events in the Pro Tour. It's all about exposure. To play outside Kenya is a very expensive exercise in terms of going to live in Europe and the different weather there, where it gets a lot of cold and all that. But we are looking at golf in 10 years being one event whereby we'll produce many golfers that will play outside there. So these are some of the issues that it's all about finances. Once we can get everybody who wants to play golf, have more public golf courses, so that we remove this aspect of the elitism of the game, you know, so that anybody who has a talent probably and can always access golf and become a better player in that aspect.
Okay, heading into Uganda Open, yes. I know you'll have so many Kenyans taking part in that sport. What are some of the highlights you think that maybe the Kenyan golfers need to do so that we come with good results and heading into the Safari Tour? Okay. Not really Safari Tour, but Kenya Open next year.
Yes. Okay. Now, looking at the event coming up in Uganda, I know we'll be over probably 35 to 40 professionals from Kenya, and also Uganda have around the same number of professionals going to play, plus Rwanda, East African community in total, and a few South Africans here and there, so we might be around 110 players who are going to participate in the event. One thing I know for sure, we normally are the powerhouse in terms of professional golf in Kenya, and I know Ugandans must be having butterflies in the stomach that many of the Kenyan golfers are going to attend this event. So one thing for sure, I know we've got a strong contingent as Kenyans going to attend the event. I believe also Safari Tour has really helped to grow the game in Kenya. People have become more competitive in terms of their abilities. We've been playing for a kitty of $1 million shillings I think we've played 4 events this year, and that has been going on since last year. Now, my belief is that this is one of the ways whereby we'll get a winner of Kenya Open, as you've talked about, because the more competitive practice you have, the more, and you're playing with better players than you are, that means you always grow your game through that, because golf is all about mental. The mental part of golf plays around probably 80% of the game, and then the stroke will play the remainder, because you have to make the correct decisions. You have to really, and all that is mental. Most of golf is mental, but your ability also helps, and your talent also helps. So we are looking forward to being in Uganda. We are looking forward to probably retaining the trophy, because I think the last winner must have been Indiza or somebody like that. No, I think the last one was won by a South African, but I don't think he's going to attend it this year. So I think we have a big chance that the new guys like Njoroge can go and shine there. He's been playing a lot as an amateur and now turned professional. So we believe that we'll have a nice outing in Uganda. I know Kato, who is the chairman, I spoke with Kato, who is the chairman of the Uganda Open, and the director of Uganda Open, and he says that they have prepared a fantastic course, and is looking forward to having the many Kenyans who are going to attend the event.
Now, just to wrap up, you are the chairman of almost everything. Starting from Eldoret Club, Sports Club, Eldoret Sports Club, Eldoret Water and Sanitation. How do you always juggle between these two things?
There's many things.
There are so many things. You do so many things.
First of all, I want to appreciate the many people who have a lot of trust in me in terms of my abilities. I've been really working hard in all the ends. I'm also the chairman of the water sector here. And
hoping you are not going to make sure that tariffs go high.
No, we'll retain the tariffs where they are. And as for an example is that the chairmanship in the water department is that when I became chairman 3 years ago, we brought down the company from number 18th in the country to the 2nd. So some of these things have helped to show that I can actually juggle all these things at one go. I want to talk about Sports Club, which is, I've finished my chairmanship of Eldoret Club last year, and I'm still chairman of Sports Club, which probably I might end next April. Sports Club is one of the venues whereby now we want to grow the game of golf. I've introduced golf as a chairman here, and my look on golf on this end is that I'll be basically trying to get talent from all the public schools within my vicinity. So these are some of the achievements that I would call will be looked upon when I today finish my chairmanship. So I want to appreciate the many people who trust in me and give me this opportunity to become chairman in different sectors.
It is only in golf that when you beat someone, you clap, unlike other sport where you have it. What is the reason for that friendship, and how does it make you play against a given player, not the one you played maybe last time?
Okay. Now, one thing about golf is, and I can look at it from a dimension that golf is a sport whereby is one of the few sports in Kenya, whereby in the world, whereby you are the marker of yourself. You actually are responsible for your score. You don't have a referee that referees you. So these are some of the things that make you a gentleman. They always say golfers are gentlemen, and one of the reasons is that you're marking your card. You're the one who is responsible for your score. If today a mistake happens on your card, it's not the person who wrote the score will be blamed. It is just you and entirely you. And that's why you find golf is a very friendly game. You always play against the field more than playing against your opponent. So your opponent is not here or there. You just play against the field, return a score, and say that I've played better than everybody else. But you are playing against the field. That is why golf is a friendly game whereby you don't argue with anybody.
Okay. Thank you very much, Chairman. We hope to see you next week from Eldoret Sports Club. See you next week.
Asante sana. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.